All right, folks. Sorry I'm late again, but I'm getting a lot of phone calls from people before I do these morning shows. Obviously, the production is getting better. I'm moving away from the ghetto studio. I'm trying to deliver better and more transparent news. So there is an internal civil war happening within the government right now. It's called the Trump effect. Not only that, Mexico is about to spin into total chaos. I just had Mark Anthony on Nino's Corner.tv to talk about that. Who's outfitting the cartels right now? Who's giving them the weapons needed to have a guerrilla-style type warfare against our military? You'll be surprised and learn that answer, folks. Is Zelenskyy being very sneaky? There's a lot going on. SCOTUS rejects Trump in freezing USAID 1.7 or is it 1.9 billion. And folks, look, yes, I had a minor hiccup the other night. I called it the State of the Union. Yes, I understand. It's the joint sessions. But, you know, hey, he was talking to a bunch of classless I don't know about you all, but it really affected me to watch them just sit there through everything that he was speaking on, especially about the kid that had brain surgery. They didn't even stand for him. They didn't stand for Riley. They didn't stand for a lot of justful causes that I looked at them and just thought to myself, that is disgusting. I have no other words for this except it's absolutely disgusting. It was very disturbing to watch them sit through things that a normal human being would have to stand up and clap for. No humanity, folks. That's what we're up against here. No humanity at all. That's who we're against right there. That's what we're dealing with right there. Says it all. Says it all to me. Watching them sit there in silence, in protest, in absolute protest. Folks, you can Venmo me 𝗑-Rod1977, 𝗑-Rod1977. If you appreciate me, I absolutely appreciate you. Sometimes it takes me a little while to wake up in the morning, folks. I have my coffee, and it like takes my brain just a little while, you know. Hey, yo. Everyone say hello to Alex. Alex, you want to jump on here and say hello to everybody?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
So I'm watching the rankings on this podcast stuff. You know, we broke the 100 and now we're at 108, so we fell behind again. So, folks, share the hell out of this video. Get us back up there in the 100 again, man. But, I mean, we're beating – I mean, it's kind of cool to see us even toggling amongst the greats, right? I mean, it's pretty
really
cool.
is.
I think it's awesome. Maxine Waters is now claiming Elon Musk may have stolen the election using sophisticated technologies, he says. I love the gaslighting and the projecting of these people. I love it. I can't get enough of it. Folks, Noble Gold, get your Noble Gold. Noble Gold Investments. Gold is up 46% in a year, doubling NASDAQ and S&P 500 gains. But this isn't just another rally. Global reserves are shifting and investors rush to secure physical gold, creating a massive supply gap. You better get your gold now, folks, because it's shooting through the roof. Gold is vanishing from the market, but you still have a chance. Visit noblegoldinvestments.com today and turn your panic into profit. Make a qualified investment, and Noble Gold will add a free 10th ounce. It's a 10th ounce. 10th ounce gold coin to your order. noblegoldinvestments.com. noblegoldinvestments.com now. Get over there, folks. Get started. I'm going to set my ghetto timer. Yes, I still have the ghetto timer for my mid-roll. And I will be taking super chat questions in the middle of the broadcast here. And I am going to say the question for today is, I'll be taking calls at the end of the show. Question of the day today. Do you believe Trump is making the right move with imposing tariffs on China, Mexico, and Canada? And do you expect cartel retaliation? And I'm going to tell you right now, I expect it. I don't know what degree, but I had Mark Anthony on Nino's Corner.tv. Now, obviously, we can't say the stuff on fluff, but they're organizing intel is saying they're organizing, they're getting ready, they're building more tunnels, they're joining forces. Like one cartel and another are coming together to fight a common enemy. How bad will this get? I think it's going to get pretty bad. I think this is going to bleed into America. Alex, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, things are moving so fast right now. I'm still kind of reeling, still processing everything from last night and like thinking about what just.
Dude, it's all happening so fast. And a lot of people are talking about the wrinkled flag behind Trump and what did it mean? Was it a calm? I don't know if you want to show that, but there was a wrinkled flag behind Trump. I mean, you would think they'd be more on it and it'd be ironed a little better, I guess you could say, but I don't think it's a big issue. If you could see it there, it's wrinkled. But I mean, it's wrinkled behind others too. It's wrinkled behind Clinton, Biden. I looked into this morning. And every speech, there it is again. It's kind of wrinkled. It's not perfect, and so I think people need to kind of just, I don't know. I'm going to chalk this up to conspiracy, but they're saying, oh, it means there was the funeral to Congress. But every single time, look, it's wrinkled. Doesn't that look wrinkled to you, Alex?
Yeah, it's just textured. I would not even call it wrinkled. It's just texture that it's got. I think because it's that glossy kind of sheen type material rather than like a heavy matte fabric, and it doesn't lay as totally flat. I think that's just.
So I guess we could chalk this up to conspiracy. A lot of people are saying this is a calm, and they're like, "Oh no, it means death to Congress. It's a funeral." I'm like, it's wrinkled at every single one of them.
It looks the same to me, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So right there, I'm just going to put this in the category of conspiracy. But to be quite honest, folks, I don't know. I mean, there are comms. Trump does speak in comms, no doubt about it. Is this one of them? You decide. Put it down there in the comments if you think it is. But I look back, and it's wrinkled on most of the speeches. So there was nothing special about this one. So I'm just going to say that. So, folks, Spotify, Nino's Corner, Telegram, Nino's Corner, Getter, Nino's Corner, True Social, David Rodriguez, Boxer, Rumble, Nino Boxer. Oh, no, Nino's Corner. I'm sorry about that. Oh, my gosh, what did I do? I have to do that liberal voice. That's my liberal voice. Oh, boy. X Nino Boxer. Instagram and TikTok is Nino's Corner.tv. Patriot wear pink. Damn, you can't see. I got a new camera, folks. I got a new camera, so you can't see the Patriot wear. Get the Patriot wear. Get a shirt, a hat, some socks, underwear, whatever your heart desires. No, I don't have. I should get some Sancho. I should get some Sancho underwear. Say hello to your wife and my kids. Sancho is here. I talked to Chingo Bling. I was like, hey, Chingo, we should do a video with Sancho. And I told him the song and everything. I think he's down with that. I think we might do a music video. Sancho. Yeah. He likes the tortas. Does he like the tortas? I do like tortas, but there's a double meaning for that. Not the tortas that you think. I like the sandwich. Sancho likes the sandwich torta. All right, folks, Nino's Corner.tv is fire. I have Ben Berklam up there right now talking to the border situation. He's on Real America's Voice. I think that's what it is. The guy is just always boots on the ground, really doing his work. He's all over the border. And he's saying he's hearing the same whispers I am. So Mark Anthony and Ben are both up there back-to-back right now on Nino's Corner.tv, giving you the scoop on what's happening on the border. Who is outfitting the cartels right now with military weaponry? Are they reorganizing? Are they joining forces? You're gonna want to hear this on Nino's Corner.tv. Also, I have SGN coming on today. I have Gene Decode coming on today, talking about the big one, the big earthquake that's supposed to hit LA. All signs point to this year. We'll see. Gene Decode's coming on. We have Mel K coming on. I have Jaco and Scott McKay roundtable again. The three amigos. We're doing that again. That's going to be this week or next week. 𝗬𝗏. I'm going to see him in Las Vegas. He is going to be the general in the general's tent in April. Folks, you're going to want to be there for this one. So 𝗬𝗏 is going to be the general in the general's tent in April. I have this month Cosmic Clearance grandsons. Okay, so I believe their grandfather's name was Daniel Soltar or Sultan or Soltar. and he was the an officer in the military who had a cosmic clearance. Area 51, all of that. I passed to all of it. Cosmic clearance. It's like 20-something levels above president. Anyway, they're going to talk about what their grandfather saw, what their grandfather told them. They're going to discuss his book that he wrote and all the secrets. So you're going to get to ask them, what the hell is going on at Area 51? What do we have? What kind of technology do we have? What reversed engineer technology do we have from the aliens, if you want to call them that? Or are they demonic entities? I don't know. I think more so, look, I try to have an open mind, but I go back and forth with this so often. I think they're interdimensional. I think they're coming from other dimensions, but what they are, I don't know. So let's just leave it at that. All right, folks, you might want to turn it down or turn it up, baby. Yeah. Here we go. I try to sound like the guy from the strip club. Oh, yeah. Put your hands together. Oh, yeah. I'll give a nice round of applause for Lucy and her nalgas. Oh, yeah. All right, folks, here we go. I'm in a good mood today. Oh, and folks, I'm not going to be here Friday. I won't be here Friday, but I think Alex and I will do a show together probably Friday night or Saturday. I'll be in Vegas. I'm doing a meet and greet there with Juan. So I'll be doing that. All right, folks, turn it down or turn it up, but here I go, baby. Oh, yeah. Coming at you live from the apocalypse, folks. Oh, yeah. Civil unrest in the government happening right now. Where do we go from here? Well, I got to say, did any of you see, really could any of you anticipate this coming, that Trump would be moving so fast? I did. I said it was the only move he could make. He would have to move this fast. And it's pretty incredible to watch. And I hope we dispel the rumors of the conspiracies of the wrinkled flag. I think showing the other speeches with the flag the same way kind of dispelled that, but that's just my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Remember the question for today: do you believe Trump is making the right moves with imposing tariffs on China, Mexico, and Canada? And do you expect cartel retaliation? That's the question for the end of the show. Stay with me throughout the whole show. I'll be reading the super chats in the middle and end. All right, so this was more like, to me, a Democratic roast that we watched. It looked like something from Comedy Central. Every time he said a derogatory remark, he would point to the Democratic side, kind of gesture his finger over the audience, and made it look really, really, really bad on their part. They did not do anything. They just stood. Well, I mean, one lawmaker, one congressman got kicked out. Obviously, there he is, getting ushered out. I mean, couldn't you say, I don't know, that was an insurrection in itself? I don't know. I mean, that's how I saw it. To be fair, so here we go, folks. I lost my train of thought here. They were wearing pink and red in protest of Trump, in protest of men in women's sports. Think about that for a second. Think about the hypocrisy for a second. They're all for classes, by the way. They're protecting us. And whenever I know exactly what I mean by that, they're protecting classes and wearing pink and red. I saw pink and red in protest of what? Men playing in women's sports? Is that what we're looking at here? I mean, the hypocrisy to me. And I can't go too far in on fluff, but you know what I'm getting at, folks. Does that even make sense to you? Is there any logic in this argument? Because there isn't to me. There's none to me. This earth is still shaking under the Trump effect. Zelenskyy now calls the last meeting regrettable and wants to deliver a mineral deal now to Trump. But European leaders believe the only way they can be saved is by war with Russia. Alex Jones, folks. Economist Martin Armstrong warns because of their globalist policies, Europe is in free fall collapse and believes only a war with Russia can save them. And you know, you heard Daniel Brinkley on my show just the other day, and what was he saying? It's all about the children, folks. At the very core of this, it's about the children. That's what they do not want you to see. That is what they do not want you to find out. So I'm telling you right now, Zelenskyy seems like he's going to make a deal, but do you trust him? Put your comments down below. Let me know, and thank the moderators that are in there, folks. But I don't know if I trust him. I don't think I do. He's got Europe pulling him one way and Trump pulling him the other. I just feel like this guy's really slippery, man. I just don't feel like this guy can be trusted. That's my opinion. I'd be very leery if I was Trump. That's just my opinion on that. Justin Trudeau takes the gloves off and fires back and calls Trump's tariffs dumb that will collapse Canada. Well, that's your problem. Actually, I have a lot of Canadian listeners, so I have a lot of sympathy for you guys. I've been to Canada. I love Canada. I think you guys should be the 51st state. I think you guys are going to have to go through a lot of pain and turmoil for a while, but don't blame Trump. Blame this guy. Blame this numbnut right here. Yeah, this guy right here. That's what I'm saying. Blame this guy. That guy. That's the root of your problems right there. Look at everyone behind him. Looks pissed off and depressed anyway. So, well, maybe, just maybe, Trump is applying the pressure to Canada to become the 51st state of America. That's the way I see it. But here's what I also see, folks. The wild card. The wild card to me right now is Claudia Sheinbaum in Mexico. Like I've said, I've had guys, very credible guys, come on my show on Nino'sCorner.tv to talk about cartels preparing for war within Mexico. So they're going to have, it looks like civil unrest, maybe a civil war breakout. And I'm saying this can happen anytime, any moment. Now that the tariffs are in, I don't know. I don't know how much longer this can last. But it will bleed. We are expecting it to bleed into America because they are here. The Trojan horse. Think about this. Think about this just for a second, folks, and tell me that I make no sense whatsoever. Millions upon millions of them are here. They have not been caught yet. Some have, but most of them have not. What does that mean for America? Especially when they decide to be activated. Yeah, call me crazy, whatever. I've lived on the border my entire life. I've been on both sides. I was raised on both sides of the border. I've lived through the Ciudad Juarez cartel wars, and I got to tell you, folks, it's ugly, man. They don't care about civilian casualties, and they don't necessarily need to even win this war. They don't need to win it. They're not looking to win it, but they are looking to make it messy. If their objective is just to make Trump look bad, that's all they got to do. That could be, I don't know, the cost of the cost of innocent lives. You had Dan Bongino the other day talking about get prepared, saying get your gasoline, get your food, get your supplies, get your medical stuff. He's been talking about an EMP. I mean, folks, we're not playing around here. Dan Bongino, the new deputy director of the FBI, is telling you, you better get ready for something. Something's coming. I also have reason to believe that retaliation could begin at any moment because it's very, very calm. But like I said, month of March. Month of March is when I think something's going to kick off. What it is, I don't know. I'm not psychic. I'm not going to pretend to be Bo Pony, but all right, he's a time analyst. I'm not going to throw Bo Pony under the bus. I'm not going to throw him under. I love Bo Pony. I love having him on my show. But I'm going to say March, something's going to happen, man. And I think a lot of people are in agreement with me. What do you think, Alex? Do you agree with me on this?
Well, I know for sure every year, like we were talking a little bit last night, that season of sacrifice is coming up, those 40 days, and that's at the end of March. You know, that's the last 9 or so days in March and all through April. So they always like to pull, FFs and different kind of sacrificial rituals, and a lot of big celebrities die during that window. I mean,
look at Gene Hackman that just went, man. When did he go? In the beginning, end of February, right? They saying that he was a star witness on the Epstein for the Epstein list, right? There's a lot of rumors and conspiracies out on Gene Hackman. He had islands in San Juan Islands or whatever. I mean, there's a lot going on with Gene Hackman, and I'll get into that later. But yeah, there it is right there. Gene Hackman was the first witness in the Epstein case. His mysterious death changed everything. I don't know if you can believe this. This is hearsay as far as I know, but I have no validation on this part. But who knows? I mean, I think it's all sketchy. 100% sketchy. All right, let's get into it. Breaking: Supreme Court rejects Trump on USAID foreign aid freeze and restores order mandating payments. Trump administration live update. Supreme Court denies bid to freeze nearly $2 billion in foreign aid. I post it better be crazy. It's so crazy, David. Foreign aid ruling: the Supreme Court rejected President Trump's emergency request to freeze nearly $2 billion in foreign aid on Wednesday morning, saying a lower court judge should clarify what obligations the government must fulfill. Chief Justice John G. Roberts Jr. and Justice Amy Coney Barrett joined the three liberal justices in 5-4 vote. The case focuses on the U.S. Agency for International Development and Aid, and the administration halted on Mr. Trump's first day in office. Wow. This is I don't know. Would you call this treason? What do you think, folks? I can't believe this. I'm still reeling back from this. And I've said this from the beginning if you've been following me from my shows. I'd rather have seen him get in unconventionally, because now he's going to be fought left and right with lawfare. Now, I believe deep down this is an operation. That's me. You know my show. I look at strategy. I'm a heavyweight boxing champion. I know strategy when I see it. And everything that's happening right now he's getting hit with is only going to pick up. So with that being said, where does this go from here? What about Zelenskyy? Is he still going to come to the table with a deal, or does he buy some time with this? Now, it doesn't say this foreign aid is going straight to Ukraine. It's kind of broad on this, but I'm sure it's added. I'm sure it's in there. So that's up to you, folks. Leave a comment down below. Let's get interactive here. I hope everyone's conversating and having a good time. Trump's speech descends into chaos. I don't know. I wouldn't say chaos. Disruption. I would say more disruption. As Democrats boo POTUS and Congressman removal from chamber in opening minutes. I mean, what does he expect? What do you expect when you stand up? What did he have in his fucking hand anyway? What was in his hand? It looked like he had like you know those guys that come and try to clean your windows when you're stopped at a red light? That's what he looked like to me. He looked like he was coming to clean my windshield, okay? What the hell was in his hand? What was that, Alex?
Freemason cane. That's what it looked
was
like.
That what it was? It looked like one of those things that you come up to my windshield and you try to wipe off the shit. He has a little squeegee bottle with him. Like, get out of here, dude. I don't want it. Go. I don't know, but really, it was a Freemason cane.
Well,
what are people saying?
The Masonic cane, it might not, it's not exactly, let me pull up a picture right here.
You look like the guy that was going to clean my windshield. That's what I saw. That's all.
Not exactly.
But it had a little, it looked like it had a little squeegee on it and everything. I don't know. Democrats may have been hushed in the responses so far to Donald Trump's second administration, but for a brief turn last night, at least one Democrat was not so silent as the 47th president addressed the joint session of Congress. All right, folks, I know I messed up. I called it the State of the Union. But, and I'm sure a lot of people in here are like, oh, how could you do that? How can you just mess that up? Don't you understand? Don't you know how this is ran? Don't you know the government? No, I don't. It all seems the same to me, okay? Tell me what the difference was between this speech and the State of the Union. It seemed the same to me. It sounded the same. Anyway. Members of the opposition began booing and jeering the Republican in a sight almost unseen in modern times. In these very unprecedented times, Trump's partisan remarks were cut short, specifically by Rep. Al Green from Texas. As fellow Democrats heckled, Republicans chanted USA, USA, and a silent Trump stood back. Jeez. The fact that he has to deal with this, the fact that he has to go through this, the fact that they wouldn't even stand for Lincoln Riley or the kid that had cancer in the brain, they would not stand. Or when Trump talked about his own assassination, you mean you couldn't even stand for that? No humanity left in you at all? That pretty much says everything about the Democratic Party, in my opinion. And I'm not going to look, I understand there's rhinos, but at least they stood for such a cause. I'm sorry. When I saw that, it made me sick. I don't see the screen being shared, Alex. So some Democrats are plotting to have more protests as this goes further into chaos and civil unrest within the government, is what I'm hearing. So there was, if you watch last night, they were holding signs, and I don't know what the sign said. It said Musk, leave Musk, or what did it say on those signs? Does any of my audience know what it said on those little handheld signs they were holding up? It said something about Musk. They were given, so here's some of the things. So the members were given all kinds of, okay, so some of these tactics go beyond their leaders' recommendations that members bring guests hurt by Trump's and Doge. These sets of potential clash between party traditionalists and its more combative anti-Trump wing. So they were given little props and gear, and they were told to wear red and red and pink in favor. This is just women's rights. They're all about women's rights, but gosh darn it, men should play sports, especially contact sports, with women. Of course. Doesn't it make sense? And we're going to wear pink and red. It makes zero sense to me. I don't understand how anyone, there it is. False. Save Medicaid. Musk. There it is. That's a lie. So they're all there in, in protest. There they are, folks. There you go. There's the little handheld signs in protest. They're all angry. Look at all their faces. They liked it so much better under Biden, didn't they?
Musk steals is the one. Yeah, it's like,
so now they're going to, so what they're saying is that he stole the 2024. You know what? Is that what they're saying? Is that what that means?
I think they're referring to Doge being like they're stealing money, and this is the narrative, like, it's ridiculous.
I don't know. What does the audience say? It's for me to see this, it just says everything about this party, man. And it's not just them. I mean, it's not just them. You just see this distaste and this look on their face, like they're just, I'm not accepting this at all. Didn't one lady, when she was walking in behind Trump, and she was saying, this is not normal. I think the sign said this is not normal. And one of the lawmakers or somebody in the crowd grabbed it and ripped it up. I mean, this is where we're at. The government is in chaos right now. This is a civil war within the government. And look no further than the Supreme Court.
Crazy.
Not upholding what Trump said about the freezing the USAID foreign aid. I mean, this says it all. This is just going to get worse and worse and worse. And does it get so bad that maybe military needs to be called in? I don't know. That's just a question. Zelenskyy says ready for peace negotiation and calls Trump's meeting very regrettable. But yet he posts online the black piano with Trump. It says Trump on it, like he played Trump. So I'm trying to get a read on this little squirrel, okay? Or should I say weasel? I'm really trying to get a real good read on this guy, and I say you can't trust him. Can't trust him. So I don't know where this is going to go. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelenskyy called his meeting at the White House last week regrettable on Tuesday and said that he is ready to pursue peace under President Trump's leadership. Zelenskyy made the concession in a lengthy statement posted to social media on Tuesday saying Ukraine's ready to come to the table, to come to the negotiating table. He added that last week's meeting did not go the way it was supposed to be, and he said it's time to make things right. Well, maybe he'll show up in his suit this time. I say if he shows up this time, arrest him. Put him in high heels, parade him around the White House, and then send him to Putin. I don't know, as a gift with a little bow on his head. Say, here, this guy can play the piano. Here you go. You can have him. He'll play it in high heels. So now they're ready to work fast to end the war, and the first stages could be the release of prisoners and a truce in the sky. Ban on missiles, long-range drones, bombs on energy and other civilian infrastructure. The truce in the... See, folks, I'm hearing from a lot of people, and if you go to ninoscorner.tv, you know I say it there. They don't want this. I know my audience understands this. They don't want this. So what is he really doing here? They need to propel World War III, folks. So what is this really all about? Let me know your thoughts down below. Do you trust him? Because I don't. Canada drops the gloves and tells the U.S. to blame Trump for the tariff pain that's coming. So Canada's Justin Trudeau skewered President Trump over aggressive tariffs that went into effect Tuesday, claiming they hurt Americans and would be subject to retaliatory measures. So now he's threatening Trump. Why it matters? Relations between the two longtime allies are rapidly souring. The Canadian Prime Minister accused Trump of launching a trade war aimed at tanking the economy and its closest friend. After much anticipation, the U.S. launched increased tariffs on Canada, China, and Mexico. China also took immediate retaliatory steps. State of play, Canada instituted immediate 25% tariffs on $30 billion of U.S. goods, Trudeau said. An additional $125 billion worth of goods will see 25% tariffs implemented in 21 days. So they're firing back, folks. I want to speak first directly to the American people. Your government has chosen to do this to you, Trudeau says. He laid out how profoundly an ensuing trade war would hurt the American economy, noting markets are down and inflation could rise rapidly. Your government has chosen to put American jobs at risk. At the thousands of workplaces that succeed because of materials from Canada or because of consumers in Canada or both, he added. Trump said there will be a little bit of pain. He said this. And I think we should expect a little bit of pain. And I think what's happening now, though, they're going to start building everything in America, and we're not going to need you anymore. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. They're coming here to build. All right, let's get the super chats, Alex. But first, let me read the mid-roll, baby. Oh, yeah. As it turns out, the key to losing weight and keeping it off is not in the carbs or the fat or even in probiotic-rich foods, folks. Nope. The end game of having a healthy weight as well as more energy and long, healthy life comes down to a specific switch you can flip in your body to flush out unnecessary calories. Dr. Stephen Gundry is calling this the caloric bypass. And by activating this specific process in your body, he has seen thousands of people dramatically improve their health, even at age 50 and beyond. I wonder if it does anything for my eyesight. My eyesight seems to be going pretty fast. This includes losing weight, getting tons more energy, and returning the good health they had in their youth once they simply addressed this one key to better health. Not only that, this is actually associated with improved digestion, strong feeling joints and muscles, smoother skin, and healthier lives, meaning it could be the key to a happy life. Dr. Stephen Gundry has lost 70 pounds himself. Damn. That's like a whole person. Using his research and has kept the weight off for over 20 years and counting. His digestive issues are gone. His health is fantastic, and he feels younger and healthier today than he did in his 40s. His video has been watched by over 20 million people to date, and you can watch and learn more about it at thehealthyfat.com/Nino. That's thehealthyfat.com/Nino. Get on it today, folks, and get started. All right, Alex, Ding, ding, ding. Oh, no, that's the end. That's for the calls. All right, ding, ding. The bell. We need to get like a sound effect where the bell rings. Beverly Adams, thank you so much.
Yeah, sound effects. I'm gonna.
Dude, we got to do that. We got to ding, 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 ding.
Sure.
All right, what else? What is it? Just Beverly Adams. Doc Ryan, MAGA baby, let's go. Let's hear from my MAGA son. Sancho is MAGA, you know it, the MAGA. All right, folks, MAGA Sancho. Cindy Shipley, thank you, Nino. Please stay safe. Oh, yeah. Please, if possible, give us live video from the border. But you're telling me to stay. That's like contradictory. You want me to go down to the border, but you want me to stay safe. I can do it. Sancho can do anything. Only if it's safe. There you go. Yes, Trump is doing the right thing. It will be bumpy, but necessary. Pray for us. Pray for the U.S. Thank you, Cindy Shipley. Thank you very much. SCOTUS can dictate to POTUS. Do they have the power? Do they have this power? Well, this gets into all kinds of legalities. They can hold things up, that's for sure. I think Doge actually, if I was told right, Doge has the ability. So it says here, Doge approval for the transfer. So there is something there. So let's see where this goes. So Doge has to have the approval of transfer. I don't know. Let my audience figure that out. What do you got to say, Alex?
And some of that, I saw another article, the left's take on this is that it's blocking payouts to contractors that have already done $2 billion worth of work, right? And they need to be paid for that. So, this might be a little bit part of the pain too, or, maybe people need to get paid and fine. The contracts can be ended, but no new contracts. And these, it was just insane. Do you guys remember the list that he was reading off last night of wasteful spending? It's like something out of like Monty Python or like.
Oh, it sounded like it was like a comedy skit.
Like
it didn't even sound real to me.
Article, or is it a straight comedy skit? Yeah, it's.
Like a joke, like basically we're a joke. The American people are a joke. We got played.
We're a fucking joke, yeah,
big time joke. It's laughable. It's laughable that we work our asses off, pay our taxes, and it goes where? To like a symphony in Zimbabwe. It's insane. It's just like they're just like, I give them money. It just shows you they're purposely trying to break America and they're fattening their pockets by doing it.
It's
to put forth the Great Reset.
The demoralization, just this demoralizing campaign, and our architecture looks like shit anymore. Nobody makes beautiful things. It's like, oh, they spend all this money for what?
Is there any more super chats? Oh, Doc Ride, will people on the take be exposed? Yes, I think. Okay, so I've been told this is coming in phases. And listen, folks, I have every reason to believe this because what's happened so far has happened. The only thing that I was wrong on was the halt of the election. I thought it was going to be halted. I thought some shenanigans were going to come into play, and then he gets in a certain unconventional way, but a lot of things were stopped, and I'm not going to go into it anymore on here, but I'm understanding this in phases. So it's got to be revealed first and shown to the public. You got to see where your money is being spent, who was doing it. Next will be investigations and justice. I'm really still disappointed about the Epstein list. I'm really disappointed in that. Could Gene Hackman's death be what's holding it up? I don't know. I don't know at this point. I'm trying to find out more, and I promise you I'll find out more and put it up on ninoscorner.tv. Matthew Burton, you're crushing it, Nino. Where is Sheila Holmes? I'll get Sheila Holmes back on. Remember, Sheila Holmes broke the Panama Canal. She did a lot of the research. Juan asked her to do research for the Panama Canal. She did it, gave him the report, and then all this coincidence? I don't know, man. I don't know anymore. All I know is that she was talking about the Panama Canal way before Trump got in. She was doing a lot of research for it. She came on my show on ninoscorner.tv, discussed it. So I think there's something there. So I'll bring Sheila Holmes back on. What happened to Trudeau leaving in March? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, what happened to that? I'll find out more about that. That's what was supposed to happen. He's supposed to be stepping down. You got it. I sent you a boxing ring bell. Put it up. All right. When did you send it? Is it? I got to go check my P.O. box. Sorry. I got to go check it. It's such a pain in the ass. So I hate standing in line. I hate lines. I don't like to be around people. Hi, Nino. Today is my birthday. How is Stryker? Would love to see him again. I'll bring him down here. He stays upstairs. He's got like PTSD. It's kind of funny. He's like a dog. I really think he's a dog trapped in a cat's body, folks. Oh my gosh, I said it. Christy L, thank you so much. Happy birthday to you. Super sticker, thank you so much, Donna Upton. All right, save the rest of them for the end of the show, Alex. I'm going to get back to the news broadcast. So Trump could scale back Canada-Mexico tariffs by today. Today's Wednesday. President Trump will probably announce a compromise with Canada and Mexico as early as today, which could scale back the new 25% tariffs on top of U.S. trading partners. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick said the comments came after the U.S. stock market limped to a close for a second day of sharp declines. The Trump administration enacted sweeping tariffs on Canada and Mexico imports after putting them on a pause for a month. So look, folks, he's dead serious about the fentanyl coming into the country. They need to be serious too. We're taking action to try to stop it. They got to stop it too. Obviously, they weren't doing their job. Trump takes this very serious. Stop the flow of drugs. That's it. That's what we're asking. Get on the ball, okay? Stop playing victim. Stop playing victim when you can stop this. You know who they are, okay? You know how to stop this. They're within your own government, okay? All right. Oh, boy. So Trump does raise the tariffs on China 20%, cites fentanyl trafficking is the reason. President Donald Trump signed an executive order on March 3rd, raising tariffs in China. Oh, they're going to be so mad. Imports at 20%, blaming the regime for fentanyl trafficking into the United States. And they do a lot of it through Mexico, okay? So don't be so, you know, a lot of people say, take it easy on China. No. Oh, they're very sneaky. I have determined that the PRC, People's Republic of China, has not taken adequate steps to alleviate the illicit drug crisis through cooperative enforcement actions, and that the crisis described has not abated. The executive order states Trump originally imposed an additional 10% tariffs on existing Chinese import taxes, many of which were enacted during his first term and carried over into the Biden administration. The president's 25% tariffs on Mexico and Canada are also set to resume on March 4th. We're here now. China is to impose an additional tariff of up to 50% on U.S. agricultural goods. What does this mean? The Chinese Communist regime said on Tuesday that it will impose additional tariffs on up to 15% on some of U.S. agricultural goods in response to the Trump administration tariff hikes. In a statement, the Chinese Commerce Ministry that imports of chicken, man, we get our chicken from China, bro. Wheat, corn, and cotton from the United States will face an extra 15% tariff. What do we get from China, man? Do we get like beef and chicken from China? I mean, does this make sense to you? So we give them our beef and chicken, they give us their beef and chicken. How does this work? I'm being serious. I'm asking a serious question here. Do you have the answer to this, Alex? Does the audience have an answer to this? Because this makes zero sense.
That's a great question. I mean, they want to act like it's all very super complex. Well, no, we send some of our food and then they send us some of the exact same food. But, you know, we got to do it that way. It's like, why don't we just keep it all in house? Like,
yeah, I agree. Like, this makes zero sense. So obviously, whatever. I mean, if we get it, we should be raising our own beef and cattle here on the farms, grass-fed, healthy, none of this garbage right here. So that's the way I see it. So Trump's tariffs could raise the prices of fruits and vegetables within days, Target CEO warns. Shoppers could see higher. I mean, I don't know why, because they're getting their stuff from China. Is that what it is? Shoppers could see higher produce prices within a matter of days after a 25% tariff on Mexican and Canadian imports took effect Tuesday. I'm sure there has to be a plan here to where we're going to get it from the States. I mean, we're going to have to grow our food here. Target CEO Brian Cornell warned as the levy sparked retaliatory measures from Canada and China and fears of a trade war. So consumers will likely see a price increase over the next couple of days of fruits and vegetables. Man, this is what they say, man. You got to grow your own stuff, I guess, man. Jeez. I mean, that's how you combat this. Grow it at home. Have a chicken coop at home. Have a chicken coop at home. Grow your fruits and vegetables at home. I mean, this is why. I guess this is it right here. We're in it. We're in it now. Mexico and Canada supplied 51% and 2% respectively of fresh fruit imports, and 69 and 20% respectively of fresh vegetable imports in 2022. 69% and 20% respectively of fresh vegetable imports in 2022, according to the USDA. That's a lot. That's way more than we need to. I say we grow it all right here. Keep it in-house, like you said, Alex. This is just ridiculous. There's no need to be bringing in anything from Canada, Mexico, or China. Let's do it all here in-house. That's what I say. Trump administration has proposed selling 443 federal properties, including Department of Justice headquarters and FBI headquarters. Wow. Yeah, nice. I like that. DC homes for sale. Over 6,500 homes are now for sale in Washington, D.C. 12% listed in just the last 7 days. Wow. Draining the swamp is what I say. Very soon, a lot of these people will be clickety-clank, headed down south to their new homes, wondering how did this all happen so fast? I'm telling you, folks, it's coming. It's coming. The FBI official top FBI official. So the District of Southern New York, remember that? The field office there, the FBI that were withholding the Epstein list. Well, that top FBI official forced out after criticizing the Trump pursuit of agents for who investigate James Dennehy, I guess is how you say his last name. The head of the FBI New York office is out 1 month after he urged colleagues to dig in after the new administration requested the names of all agents who worked on the Capitol riot cases. So was this guy also part of withholding the Epstein list? Alex, ask the audience that. We're doing this together. Was he part of this?
I think it was the same guy, right?
It's the same guy, right?
Yeah. Let me see.
So he was informed that he needed to put in his retirement papers, which he did. And I was not given a reason for the decision. Well, I'll give you the reason. Don't let the door hit you in the ass. I mean, come on, man. Yeah. But I mean, that's it. But I heard he got full pay.
Well, yeah, they all do, or they often do.
Yeah, I mean, did he get like back pay and everything? I mean, is he getting all his retirement benefits? Because that's not what I want to see, and I know my audience doesn't want to see that either. That's complete bullshit, if you ask me. So this guy, to me, should be strung up like a piñata and let all the children hit him and beat him until the candy comes out. BlackRock seizes Panama Canal ports in $19 billion mega deal. See, I don't think this sounds very good, especially because it's BlackRock. BlackRock, the world's top money manager, is acquiring two key Panama Canal ports, Balboa and Cristobal, in a $19 billion deal with Hong Kong's CK Hutchison. The acquisition secures control over 40% of the canal's container traffic. Trump has long claimed China runs the canal and vowed to take it back. Now, BlackRock has moved effectively. Well, actually, BlackRock's move effectively does that for him. With 2/3 of the canal's cargo linked to the U.S., this deal reshapes control over a political global trade route. Man, BlackRock has got their hands in everything. I mean, so what's worse here, China or BlackRock? You know what I mean? Like, what? It's a lesser of evils or what? I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know how does my audience feel about this? I don't know. So Epstein news, folks. Let's have a little bit of Epstein news because I'm going to stay on this no matter what because this list needs to come out. We were promised it. What's going on, Pam Bondi? What's going on, Cash? What's going on, Cash Patel? I've had you on my show many times, buddy. What is up with this? We were promised the Epstein list. What's going on? Gene Hackman was the first witness, apparently, supposedly, allegedly, in the Epstein cases. His mysterious death has changed everything, allegedly. Gene Hackman was reported set to testify as the first. See, I don't know if this is true or not, folks. So take this with a grain of salt. Gene Hackman was reportedly set to testify as his first witness in the Epstein case, as the first witness in the Epstein case, but his sudden and suspicious death has thrown everything into chaos, delaying crucial revelations and raising serious questions. What was he about to expose? And who wanted him silenced? I don't know, folks. I'll let you guys do your Nino investigators. You all are my Nino Knights, my Nino investigators. So I don't know. You guys tell me. Senate confirms Trump's pick Linda McMahon to lead the Department of Education. Holy shit. That's Vince McMahon's wife, right? Is that who that is, Alex? Linda McMahon? That's a Vince McMahon's WWE. I wonder why her.
Is that her?
Is that who it is? I think it is her.
Yeah. Or the Secretary of Education, Linda McMahon.
So, yeah. Linda McMahon, the Department of Education. The U.S. Senate voted Monday to confirm billionaire GOP donor and former wrestling industry executive Linda McMahon as the next Secretary of Federal Department of Education. The approval was expected from the Republican-controlled chamber, where conservative lawmakers have signed on to even the most controversial of President Donald Trump's cabinet picks. The vote was 51-45 in her favor. I'm all for it, man. I'm done with this. I'm done with this woke garbage. Let's get to some border news, folks. Border news. Supreme Court seems likely to block Mexico's $10 billion lawsuit against U.S. gun makers. So, it's your fault. It's your fault that there's so much violence in Mexico. It's from you guys. It's from the gun makers. So wait a minute. If you go to ninoscorner.tv, you'll find out where the cartels are getting their stuff now and who might be behind it. I'm going to tell you, folks, it's interesting stuff, man. Get to ninoscorner.tv. News before it's news. Like I said, 𝗬𝗏 will be the general April. We have cosmic clearance. Yeah. This month, talking about everything UFO, UAPs. Everything their grandfather told them. The grandkids will be on in the general's tent this month. So the Supreme Court seemed likely Tuesday to block a $10 billion lawsuit Mexico filed against top firearm manufacturers in the U.S. alleging the companies have fueled cartel gun violence. Yeah. It's not the cartel's fault. It's the gun's fault. Sounds like a liberal. Sounds like just a typical liberal garbage, man. Both liberal and conservative justices appeared skeptical, and the claims could clear hurdles in U.S. law that largely shield gun makers from lawsuits when their products are used in crime. It's not the gun's fault, folks. I could easily delete somebody with a gun or a bat, or a lot of people are doing it by vehicles lately. That's what I'm seeing. They're using their cars. What are automobile accidents? What are the statistics on that? How many people die a year in automobile accidents? Not even talking about running people over, but every year there's what? Few 100,000, Alex? What is it? What is it at now? Every year in automobile deaths, what is it?
Well, let me find,
Yeah, find that up and put it up there because, I mean, that's way more dangerous than a gun. I mean, the fact that we let someone drive at 16 years old, dude, I really believe, like, seriously, that maybe you should be. How many?
44,000 people died in motor vehicle crashes in 2022. About 120 people per day.
So what is that compared to gun violence? How many people got shot, died in what would the, or what would it, gun violence in America? So 44,000 in vehicles. Does it say?
Yeah, well, it's about the same number. It's about 40. They say 48. So more than 27,000 people died by firearm. Okay. 19,000 people died by firearm
Well, don't say
homicide.
it's self-deleting. Say
Oh
self-deleting.
yeah, right. Self-deletion.
Yeah. All right.
Um,
So I mean that's
So it's about 19,000 per year, and then about 460 accidental deaths, and then the 27,000 self-deletions. So
wow. Well, that's a lot higher than I thought, actually.
I mean, it's higher, but you know, it's
Well, it is what it is.
It's all terrible.
All right, folks. World War III news. Direct links emerge between Trump's second assassination attempt, allegedly. Okay, so now they're saying that there's actually a direct link there. Man, there's so much breaking on Zelenskyy and Ukraine. Zelenskyy admits that if Ukraine gets NATO membership, then he has fulfilled his mission. So what's he really after here? I think he's trying to call Trump's bluff, but we'll see. His mission is not to govern, is a NATO membership, which would immediately trigger World War III. The reason his mission is World War III is because that's the only scenario where he might survive. His only way out is if NATO comes in and takes over the fight with Russia directly. This is his plan. But realistically, he would need the U.S. in order to pull it off. So he's a walking dead man, in my opinion. They need the war, in my opinion. Zelenskyy and his handlers are literally trying to initiate a full-scale World War III in an effort to cover up the largest money laundering. Ooh, it goes into this. I can't say it on YouTube, but you all know what I'm getting at here. Wow. Europeans threaten to confiscate military installations. If the U.S. starts to withdraw from Europe, we must confiscate all military installations in Europe. Jeez, this is getting real. How many of you think he's going to come with a peace deal? How many of you think he's not going to get the peace deal? Leave a comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts. Do you think this peace deal is going to happen, or do you not? I think it's gonna look like it's going in that direction, the trajectory, and then something's gonna mess it up. I think someone's gonna fire something first and say that Russia broke the peace deal. So here's my thoughts. Who's to say that an FF, everyone knows when I say FF, what that means. An FF attack happens after the peace deal and they blame Russia. There's many cards they can play here, folks. There's many cards they can play here. Now think about this. Put your thinking caps on. Put on your tinfoil hats. Could they do the peace deal and then something fires off and there it goes and they blame Russia and blame Trump? I think that. Tell me what your thoughts are. Actually, at the end of the calls, when we take calls at the end of the broadcast here, let me know your thoughts on that. I think we might get a peace deal, and then that's when the FF happens. That's when the attack happens, and they say it's Russia. That's where I think that sounds good to me. I'm going with that. Let's get to what the fuck news and what the fuck news and what the fuck news. Meet the Cali sober. Oh my gosh, what is Cali sober? So it's no booze, but drugs are fine. What? Actually, I was kind of like that when I first. Folks, I gotta say, I'm happily sober on all fronts, which I cannot believe this is my life right now. So, for some people, alcohol has taken a backseat to other substances, including mushrooms, LSD, and ketamine. A lot of people are on ketamine. They're saying that it's therapeutic. I don't know. So when Laura Brake was in her 20s and living in New York City, a night out with friends meant drinking. I was so programmed to have fun with alcohol. Everything became centered around it, said Brank, who worked in bars and clubs at the time. I was damaging my body, how I looked, my emotional well-being, everything was suffering. That changed when she moved to Southern California in 2019. She cut down her drinking and started on drugs, basically. Okay, she cut down her drinking and started doing big doses of mushrooms. See, I don't know how I feel about this. I think everything in moderation, man. Especially if you're going to do like this kind of stuff. This kind of stuff should be respected, and I don't think anybody should do any of this stuff every day. Now, I heard people microdose, and I'm not against that. I've heard about that. I heard that works for depression. But I don't know about, like, what kind of drugs here? Like, what are you saying? You quit drinking and you're doing now, like, crack? But I think they mean psychedelics. But now 30 and living in Topanga Canyon, she hosts alcohol-free pop-up parties in the Los Angeles area where she serves mood-enhancing mocktails, they're called, and mushroom chocolates. Like many others, Burke uses the term California sober. So that's the new thing now, California sober, to describe a way of life. Alcohol is largely off the table, but psychedelics are a big part of her social world. I kind of just decipher what types of substances are going to raise my frequency and what isn't, she said. So this is all about frequency, all about raising your frequency. This very Los Angeles lifestyle is catching on thanks in part to January's Surgeon General advisory about alcohol being a leading preventable cause of cancer. Individuals are choosing what resonates with them instead of just doing what might be at the party. So I have friends like this, folks. This is catching on. I have friends right now that have medical testing kits for the stuff they use. They're doing all kinds of stuff at the club, and they're not drinking anymore. In fact, I've heard sales are even suffering from this because there's so many people jumping on the sober train. Man, I've been sober 5 years now, 5 years and 2 months, and and I'll say that's from alcohol, that's from cocaine, the whole thing, folks. The whole thing. I don't do it no more. No más. Sancho's no más. No más, way. But I got to say, I don't know how I feel about the psychedelics thing. I think, there are studies that show that it enhances mood if you do it microdosing. But I think too much of anything is bad. That's just, that's the way I see it. I don't know how you all feel about it. Put your comments down there below. Cali sober. In What the Fuck News, Cali sober is the new sober. So, wait, no. No alcohol, but drugas. That's okay. Sancho gives his approval. So I don't know. So many things are changing. I don't know about the ketamine. Didn't that guy from Friends, what's his name, Alex? The guy from Friends, didn't he die from ketamine? Wasn't it
Matt
Perry?
Yeah, Matthew Perry, that's it.
Matthew Perry, right?
Rest in peace.
Did you put the link up there for the call-ins?
Yeah, I did. I'll put it out again. What's the topic going to be? Or
the topic is, folks, do you believe that the tariffs are a right move? Do you think Trump imposing the tariffs are a right move on China, Mexico, and Canada? And do you expect cartel retaliation? That's the topic. That's what we're talking about today. Do you expect? So call me crazy. If you don't agree with me, do you think the cartels are being taken out? Do you think they're going to fight back? Let me know your thoughts. All right, let's start taking calls. Do we have any callers, Alex?
Not yet, but we do have a few super chats if you want to.
All right, let's read that.
Those.
Let's get some callers in here. Did you just put up the link? Is that why?
Yeah.
Okay.
There
all right. So
there might be fewer today, but we'll see. We'll give it a couple minutes. This is a second one from Donna. She had sent one last, but she sent a second. Thank you, Donna.
Donna Upton, thank you so much. Super sticker. Thank you so much, Donna. Do you all like the call-ins? Does my audience like the call-ins? I think it's a good addition. I like to see my audience. I like for everyone to take part in it. I want to see your pretty faces. Been with you from the beginning. We are continuing to pray for your parents and your family. Keep being amazing. Yeah, folks, I got to tell you, man, this is an outlet for me. Coming on here and doing these podcasts. I try to stay as busy as possible because it's just rough. It's rough. It's the way I kind of instead of going to the bar and drinking, let's put it that way. Instead of going to the bar and drinking, I am just now I'm just doing podcasts all day. I just immerse myself in the podcast and going to the gym, because if I didn't, I'm telling you right now, I'd be back at the bar. I'd be back at the bar drinking, because this has been really, really rough for me. Joyce Eskel, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Joyce. Jack Rose, a.k.a. Baba. Croatian for grandmother. Baba. Never trust the untrustworthy. Never. I'm saying Zelenskyy is not trustworthy. I think I agree with you on that one. And I think the European leaders are backing him to be very sneaky. But think about it, folks. Think about my theory here. Do they do a peace deal and then have an FF happen in which they blame Russia? That's I would bet that's the direction it goes. You're awesome. What do you foresee happening here in El Paso, given the climate and what your intel says? Well, I've heard that they're joining forces, and what's going to happen is going to be pretty ugly within Mexico first. We'll see it happen within Mexico first, internalized, and then probably it's already happening in Tijuana. 𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗶 said that on my channel on 𝗬𝗏𝗠𝗃𝗏. There's already a display of heads in the city in Tijuana. I don't think that's happening in Juarez just yet, but I'm waiting for it all to kick off. So I don't know. Just don't go across the border now. Just don't go over there right now. I think eventually it'll start bleeding into our cities. I don't know how bad it'll get. I really don't know how bad it'll get. I can't imagine that it'll get too bad, but who knows? They're not playing by the rules. Good morning. I sent you an email, the one you gave on the General's channel with some pics of our black lamb born Sunday. We have a black sheep. All right. Dang it. Alex, we'll send it to Nino's Corner 77 at Gmail, and I'll post it. Nino's Corner 77 at Gmail, and I'll post the picture. Or Alex, what's the email that they can send this picture to that you can post it?
Yeah, maybe that's the who is it? Jenny, try to get in touch with Gray-Eyed Jewel in the chat, maybe, and we'll get you the second.
Yeah. Send the picture to Gray-Eyed Jewel. Yeah, try to handle that. Shows you how organized we are.
Yeah.
I'm improving, folks. I'm trying to improve here.
If we have a couple of emails. We try to keep, if we don't want to, one of them can get kind of over saturated, so keep the one a little bit more precise for certain questions. So we're doing our best.
Any callers?
Yeah, we got a couple. We got one more super sticker here. Thank you, Christy.
Christy L, thank you so much. Did you guys like the joint address that we did last night? What did we call the State of the Union? I fucked that up, but I mean, whatever.
It was the state. He was talking about the state of our union.
Look, watch the State of the Union and that side by watch them side by side and tell me if anyone can point out the difference.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to some callers here.
All right. How many callers do we have?
We got 4 at least.
All right, let's go. Let's roll. I'm putting on the Nino's cup. Let's knock it out. Let's go. Hello. Have faith. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Do you like my new camera?
I do. I love it. Sorry, I'm not on camera. I just got out of the shower and I'm in my robe. So
okay.
Anyway, I thought
Sancho says, show us. Sancho says.
Anyway, I thought the State of the Union rocked last night. I actually had tears in my eyes so many times when they talked about Lincoln Riley and when they showed the little boy and just all of those things. They talked about Corey the firefighter and the man that we rescued. And yeah, I thought it was incredible. I also got chuckles watching Pelosi's face. It's like, oh, the demons are squirming.
Oh man, the demons' cages are rattled right now, huh? I mean, the fact that they wouldn't even stand for any kind of just cause shows you who they are.
Absolutely.
To me, it's just disgusting. It's how could you be a part of that movement? How could you be a part of that? That would be enough for me to just leave the party altogether. If you're at this point still in it, that right there, watching that, if you have any decency about you.
100%. And the other thing was, I was just appalled, when he was talking about war and how he wanted peace, but yet they were clapping when he said they don't want peace, they want war, and they're over there clapping. It's like, how cynical and disgusting can you be? Who doesn't want peace, right? It's because if they get peace, they don't get no money.
Mm-hmm.
You
And
know?
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this here. This is and being done in phases, and people are starting to catch on. I'm seeing other hosts catch on to this, but it's obvious strategy. You gotta show the people. You gotta show where the money was going, and then the people will dictate if they want justice or not. And right now, look at people. What are they saying? Epstein list. Epstein list. Show us. Show us. You're letting them salivate. And then
Yep.
and then you start showing them, and then when justice comes, it'll be right on time. Thank you for your call.
100%. And I just wanted to tell you one more thing. You were asking like what we get from China and like our food. I heard, as disgusting as this is that we raise our chickens here, but it's so much cheaper for them to be processed there. So we literally raise them here, send them to China to have them processed, and then sent back.
That's disgusting.
Disgusting. All right, Nino,
Yeah,
I love you.
I've heard that too. I've actually heard that too. So then again, so we're raising them here, sending them all the way to China, where they process them and send them all the way back here. That's
right. Make that make sense.
That's nasty. That's
Yeah.
why, you know what? I want to get my own chicken coop.
I live in a condo where I would have all my own things.
I mean, no wonder people are getting sick with everything now. It's just,
Yeah.
What do you think they're doing over there? Who's really regulating any of this? Forget it. You're right. Thank you.
Right. Our food has no regulation, right? That's why they're allowed to put so much crap in it. That's why we're so excited for, RFK. Yeah. Bring it, buddy. Bring it. But thank you. I say prayers for your parents every night and for you. And you keep doing what you're doing and stay out of the bars. I'm so proud of you.
It's tempting.
I know, because I'm a recovering addict myself of 18 years. So I know exactly how it feels.
Because you always associate it with fun and chasing the dragon, and I was such a I lived off my impulse. I was a slave to my impulses.
Yeah, 100%. And if you have that addictive personality, it's even harder.
I was the guy. I was always the good time guy in the bar.
Me too.
Always that guy. I was always that guy.
Girl, right?
So you miss it. You miss it. You miss having fun.
Yeah, I know, but
hangovers.
You just have your faith in God and you come up with new friends, and look at all the fun you get to have on here with all of us amazing people. And you might have lost a lot of those friends, but you gained an entire hundreds and hundreds of new family, and that's unreplaceable. And the people that are here in your lives and come in and watch your videos, those are the people that you truly mean something to, even if they've never met you. You're in their heart, And
that's why I'm doing these call-ins. I felt like I wanted to be in touch with my audience and my community. So I don't go to enough events, obviously. So I feel like, because I can't really leave my elderly parents. So I hope this new edition of these phone calls are like, the audience likes it at least.
I love it. I actually got to meet you one time at the Clay Clark event in Tampa.
Oh man, okay, yeah. That's probably the last event I was at.
Yep, I met you.
I am going to Vegas though. I am going to be in Vegas this weekend. So they're all, "You going to go to the UFC fight?" I'm like, dude, I don't even want to go. I don't want to.
It's scary.
No, I just don't care. Well, for me, I just don't care about fighting anymore. I've left that arena. I've left sports. I'd rather go to a comedy show. I'd rather go see a magic show. I'd rather go get dinner. That's it.
I hear you. I hear you. Okay. Have a good day, babe.
You too. Bye. All right. How's it going? Fearless Floyd. How's it going?
Oh, hey, brother. How you doing?
Sorry to catch you off guard.
I'm over here working.
How are you?
I'm doing great, man. It is finally, man, I am thrilled to finally talk to you. We have a lot in common.
Perfect.
Yeah, this May I'll have 23 years sober.
Wow. So you're way ahead of me, man.
Way ahead. And if I can do it, man, you can do it. And I'll tell you what, I'm getting ready to get my next chip in May.
So you are getting the chips. I haven't got people send me chips in the mail, but I mean, I haven't I don't know. Where do you go to actually?
You got to go to a meeting.
I don't do them, bro. I don't do them. I do. You know what? I don't do them because I just have faith in God, man, and I just stay busy. I just stay so busy, and I watch meetings on YouTube.
Okay, well that's a meeting.
I watch them on YouTube. I listen to people. I listen to people's own testimonies and how they've been sober. I don't like to listen to people how they fell back or I went and drank last night. I just feel I want all positivity around me. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So
get rid of all the negativity and negative people in your life.
Look, it's the same mindset as like when I was training, when I was boxing, I only trained with champions. I was training with, in camps with 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗶, Holyfield, James Toney, the top guys in the world. And you don't train with the lower level guys.
Yep.
You spar with those guys. And so like, I feel like I need to be around people that are sober and achieving things, trying to do well in their life, trying to make money. If you go and you go back into that circle, a negative to me always pulls down a positive. So if I go into an AA meeting and they start talking about, I backslid, or I don't want to hear that shit. I want to be around positive reinforcement. Does that make sense?
It does. If you ever get to Houston, you have my cell phone number now, all my contact information. Yeah. Hit me up. I'll take you to my club. It's called the Post Oak Club.
You're going to take me to a club?
We go clubbing, I've been to AAs all over the United States. This one was built with a purpose. We have gold medal Olympian that attends there, basketball, NBA, Major League Baseball Hall of Famers. In fact, my sponsor's best friend is a former baseball player, Hall of Famer. Absolutely.
His name, huh?
We're not supposed to, but he's made it public, so it's not a it's.
Well, I get out to Houston a couple times a year. I used to train out in Houston. I was out there training. That's where training camp used to be. I lived there for like on and off for 10 years.
Okay.
Boy, that I can't say I love Houston, but I associate it with training camp. That's why when I go back there, I remember how depressed I was, and like, dude, I was living in an apartment with a mattress on the floor. Like, that's how rough I had it back then.
On the north side?
𝗬𝗵𝗶𝗹 and Fountain View.
Oh, wow. You live right down the street from me.
Yeah.
Down Fountain View and Fairdale.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I know.
Richmond.
I know that as. Yeah. So I would go to the Galleria, have lunch, and I was all alone all the time. And it was just, some rough years, man. Like,
Did you ever meet Tommy Morrison?
Yeah. Well, yeah, a couple times. And I'm friends with his wife, Trisha Morrison. Okay. So, she actually put the ratings together of most knockouts. I'm surprised I got beat. Most first round knockouts, or no. Highest knockout percentage. I'm number 2 in all time.
Wow.
Tommy Morrison's like number 5 or 6, but in the heavyweight divisions. But I don't think anyone's beat my first round knockouts. I think I hold the title in that. I would love someone to let me know if someone beat me. Maybe Deontay Wilder has now, maybe, but I don't think so. I think I still hold 25 first round, knockouts. So, but all right. Well, thank you for your call.
Hit me up, bro.
One of the others.
When you have some time, call me.
You got it, buddy. Thank you so much. God bless you. How's it going? Andrew.
Brother, I'm 17 years clean and sober.
Wow. Man, it seems like there's a lot of my audience like this, or at least we're also inspiring them, right?
Yeah, exactly. You hit that 5-year mark, right? And what happens is you start making new neural pathways, and it gets so much easier and better because when you're high, your cerebral cortex shuts down, and you're thinking with the limbic center of your brain, the lizard brain.
Yeah, that's why.
And then
that's why you're a slave to your impulses.
Exactly, because it's an emotion. And when you, that's why trying to, like, you get an urge to drink, it's so hard because it's like love spurned. It's like an emotion rejected. And
also
you start thinking with your cerebral cortex again, and it starts working.
Well, I feel like my brain has been rewired. I feel like I have more of a spiritual connection. My instincts are better. My intuition's better. I'm seeing the world in a completely different perspective from like an aerial point of view. So it's been very interesting. I will say, and my values naturally have just changed. Just kind of like want to say evolved, you know. So to me,
that's right, brother. And it isn't going to get easier. You know, it doesn't always get easier. It's a fight. You know, you're not going to have problems.
I'll tell you this much: I don't want to be that old guy in the club. I can't stomach it, dude. I used to make fun of those guys when I was like in my 20s and 30s, and be like, God, that guy's 35 in the bar. What a loser! It's like the dude that's in college, going to the high schools picking up on chicks. You know, you looked at them like, what a loser. But you know,
it's the same guy. An old dude trying to go out and buy pot. It's like, oh my God.
Every guy I've ever known back in the day, every guy that was over 35, 40, he was the guy that was, if he was in the bar, you knew where to get the drugs from. That was him. Yep. That was his forte. That was his specialty.
A quick aside, that Supreme Court ruling is only for money that is a work that was already done. Doesn't mean future. Yeah, it's just if they prove they did the work, they get paid. But it doesn't stop them from cutting, you know, because they BS us on the headlines. They didn't stop Trump. It's a minor setback, but it doesn't mean he can't cut more. It doesn't mean the future is denied. It just means if you can prove you bought the truck because you were going to deliver food, the truck gets paid for. I don't like it, but it is what it is.
Makes sense. That makes sense because news is breaking every second. Like, dude, I'll tell you, I do a morning show. I wake up the next morning, everything's changed. That's why I've been late the last 2 times because everything's changed. I gotta call Juanito. I gotta call the ghost. I gotta call other people that are involved, people close to Bannon. You know, I mean, I'm constantly getting information from everybody, and then the next thing you know, I have a whole different show by 9:30 that I programmed that I had ready the night before. So that's why I've been late a couple times. Sorry.
Getting your news is work anymore. We can't just sit back and take it.
No, you're right.
You know,
and I do my best, and I thank people like you that come on here. And I have no ego in this, man. My ego died with boxing. If I'm wrong, like, dude, I was calling the speech last night the State of the Union. But tell me the difference. I don't know what the difference is. I couldn't figure. But anyway, everyone had to correct me. It's a joint session. Whatever. Put it side by side with the State of the Union, and you fucking tell me what the difference is, okay? So, whatever.
And my wife just is in the background saying, I just love Nino. Oh, my God. The funniest thing is I put you on mute when you holler every day, and it's so funny. You're out there going.
I told you, turn it up or turn it down. I give you the warning. Yep. But
and another thing too, that article that came out on Fox from RFK, supporting write that.
Oh well, don't be careful on here. Be careful on here. Don't even touch that on here.
Okay.
It's the fluff.
We're
on the fluff channel. Nino's.
And hey, I appreciate the support from your group. I'm in the fight of my life right now with fighting a disease and on terrible medication. I got good news the other day. I lost a 3rd spot in my lung. I'm down to 2. And I have tumors in my chest, the size of your fist, that have reduced in size. I got 6 months more to go, but it's going good.
Well, then I'm going to tell everyone, say a prayer. What's your name?
Andrew Argenio, man.
Everyone say a prayer for Andrew right now, folks. Argenio.
I'll take it. Thanks. Yeah, I'm so blessed. I'm grateful. You know, part of it with the spiritual thing is submitting and saying, God, whatever you got for me, if I have to show my kids how to go out with grace, that's what I'm going to do. But it's not my will.
I hope that's not the case. I hope I'm going to tell everyone to pray for you. God bless you.
It's not. I've had, buddy, I'm up to 12 broken bones, not counting nose, fingers, and toes. You know, it's been a fight. It's been a fight. One time they had a tumor in my throat and they cut my head off, flipped it back, and made me a human Pez dispenser. It was so funny.
That happened to me coming out of a bar.
I know. I look at you and go, "Yep, that's my boy." Yeah, right here. You can still see it.
Yeah. There it is. Yeah,
they glued it. They glued it back together, right?
Jeez, man.
And I see the doc, and I'm like, he's like, "How's it going?" I'm like, "It doesn't feel on." And he goes, "It's not. Don't look up." And I'm
awake. You woke up?
Oh, afterwards. No, afterwards, I go to talk to the doc, and I'm like, it doesn't feel like my head's on. It's not right.
That's crazy.
And he's like, "No, we just glued it. We didn't stitch."
Oh,
so it made it, very good on the scar. But
my scar, I think the doctor did a hell of a job on my scar. He even told me, he said, I couldn't have made a better incision. These guys cut you perfectly. I have no nerve damage, nothing. I took 369 stitches. Bro, I mean, it was like he meticulously sewed everything up. My face was off.
He just glued mine.
That's crazy. Well, God bless you, Andrew. I got to jump on to the next call.
You got it, brother. You're awesome.
Calling again. God bless you, and prayers out to you, my man. Chantel. I hope I'm saying that right.
Yeah. Hi.
Hey, how are you? So no one's really talked on the topic I gave, but whatever.
No, I don't think so. From the name, obviously, I'm French, French from Canada, and of late, it's been kind of difficult to be Canadian. I'll be very frank with you, because all the truthers, I mean, eventually, I hear from. Listen. I listen to all of you, and I'm pretty much aware of everything on everybody. Okay, so
Don't even talk about that.
Oh, sorry. Since the big C, we have a lot of time on our hands, and but what I want to get to really is, people think that Canadians are a certain way. Well, I'll tell you, I'm from Montreal, okay? And I'll go out west in my own country, and it feels like it's another country. Nobody's the same. No one. Wow. We're all different from, and some people really dislike.
Well, I'll tell you, that's how America feels.
Yeah, I think we're all so disconnected. It's not even funny, it's and what I don't like really, and it really kills me every time I hear it, it really makes me uncomfortable, is that, okay, we'll make everything in America, and fuck you, sorry. Canada.
I think he's pushing you guys to feel the pain and to where you will accept coming on board as a 51st state. I think it's a strategy. I don't want to see anybody suffer. I don't like it. Lord knows we suffered for 4 years with Biden. You guys are still suffering with Justin Trudeau.
We all dislike the man.
Yeah, but look how he's blaming. Oh, this is all the pain you're about to feel is all about. He's saying it's all Trump's fault. Instead of coming forward with a deal, instead of stopping the flow of drugs, instead of doing the things he should do that he has the power to do, no. He's going to blame Trump like they all do and say it's his fault for the tariffs. Bottom line is stop the drug flow.
Yeah, but I'll tell you something. You cannot deal with Canada the same way you deal with other countries. And I'll tell you why. Because it seems to me, okay, and I've traveled all over the world, let me tell you, and especially out east, in Montreal, in Quebec, we don't have the same thoughts. If you come to me and you menace me, forget it. I'm not going to open any kind of options to you. It's like a negative right away. That's why Canadians don't understand why Trump came and said, well, 25%, and that's it. You take it or leave it. We don't react like this. We don't act like this.
In other words, so what's the feeling on Trump right now? Are people mad at him? Are they is there a lot of hatred towards Trump in Canada?
Well, it all depends what province you're in. I know out west, everybody is pretty much pro-Trump, but out east, because of a lot of abuse in the past and a lot of shit that went down that wasn't really kosher towards the French people, which I am part of, but like, you are what you are, you know. I'm not necessarily in a group. Like, I don't necessarily think in a certain way because I'm French.
Right.
You know, and
Well,
people
one
don't.
thing for sure is you're all going to feel it. You all are going to.
Yeah, we're gonna feel it, but you know what? There's one thing Trump is really, really not aware about Canadians, is that we are solid people and we're relentless. You know, you can't fuck with Canadians because they won't let it happen. If they decide they don't want to do it, you're gonna have a big mess on your hands.
See, Trump is very cutthroat. He's very black and white with business. You know, he's like, it's going this way or that way. It's going to go this way. Sorry. And I think, yeah, we're about to see the repercussions and the ramifications from Canada and Mexico. I'm expecting Mexico to be into a full-out civil war or civil unrest and bleed over into America. And I'm seeing the military right now come on the border with armored vehicles, and that's not to stop immigration, okay? Yeah. That's for something else. So I'm watching this closely, and I gotta tell you, it's going to be very interesting the way. And I've said this: March and April are going to be big months, and it's already turning out that way.
Listen, I'm seeing armored trucks here too.
In Canada, huh?
Yeah.
On the border or where?
No, up north.
Real interesting. Interesting.
All right, guys, we got to keep it moving here. All
right, let's get. All right, thank you so much, Chantel.
Love you.
Love you too. One more call, Alex. One more, okay? Hanks, how's it going?
Hey.
How are you?
Hey, Nino. Thanks for taking my call. And I just wanted to say congratulations on your sobriety. Thank God I've got 20 years, and it was really not easy, but God got me here. 20 years
is like, it's like that's
my last name is Hanks. You know, I would want to call to see if you could possibly get somebody on your show, like maybe Seth Graham-Smith, talk about the Abraham Lincoln vampire hunter, because there's such a history of the vampiric thing that goes back to Abraham Lincoln, and I see on what's going on right now in the White House, and it's a modern day vampire hunter, Abraham Lincoln, the movie. So if you research that movie,
okay.
Yeah, vampire Abraham hunter. Lincoln has this legend. There were these secret diaries that he was actually killing vampires up in politics up in Washington, and that war was about killing.
That would make sense. You know, this is obviously conspiracy, but hold on, wait a second. I mean, is it? Because it would make a lot of sense, because we know that we are plagued with vampires right now, and I'm not going to say in what manner, but I talked to a lot of people that say the vampires in Hollywood. Let's just say,
I'm
what
losing
are they
connection.
Oh, it's all right.
Well, it's a modern. It's a modern.
All right, thank you for your call. It's all right. Thank you for your call. All right, Alex, we're gonna call it right. Oh boy, let's call it right there. I got a lot of editing to do on this.
I'll clip that out.
I really, folks, when you call in, please, I'm not going to be able to do calls anymore if you don't respect the guidelines here on this channel. Otherwise, I won't have a channel, man. Fuck.
Guys, there's certain topics. I know it's hard, but we got to avoid certain words and
it just is what I got to play by those rules. I just ask my audience to please help me, help you. You know what I mean? All right, Alex, let's end it right here. We'll do the rest of the callers. I'll see you next time. Call in the next time. We'll move you up to the front of the line. I don't know if we can do that, but I'll take the calls the next time.
Yeah, I'll do that. Chris, call back next time, Chris. Sorry we missed you. We'll get you to the front next time.
All right, let's roll. All right, folks, I will see you next time. Oh, I won't be back until Wednesday next week. I might be back Monday. I don't know, but we will do a show between now and Monday. I'll do a live on the show. We'll figure something out, but I'm not going to be able to be here Friday or Monday. Please like, share, and subscribe. Get this video out there. I appreciate everyone who joins in on the calls and the super chats, the whole thing. Thank you so much. And the new heavyweight champion of podcasting and the black sheep of broadcasting, baby. All right, Alex, signing out.